Hi, grade twos. So today I'm going to teach you how to think addition for subtraction using 10 frames. So this is another strategy you can use when you're trying to solve subtraction problems. And I'm just going to show you kind of how to use it, how to think about it, and let you practice it for the next couple days. If it's something that doesn't work for you and it confuses you, I don't want you to use this strategy. So I'm just showing you how to do it, explaining it to you. You can work through it with a grown up. And if you like it, you can use it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. Okay. So that's what I always tell my students. These are different strategies you can use to get you quicker at subtraction or addition, but don't use it if it confuses you. So, we're going to do this strategy using 10 frames. So, as you can see on my screen right now, I have a 10 frame card. So, altogether, how many squares are there? There's 10. That's right. Okay. So, I see this card has two boxes shaded in and eight are not shaded in. So, what does that tell you in addition? So, I have 2 plus 8 equals 10. Okay. So, this 10 frame on your screen tells you that 2 added to 8 equals 6. Okay. Another way to look at this 10 frame is how many do you have in total? You have 10. Subtract 8. That's right. That's kind of like the fact families, right? So if I think 10 subtract 8, what do I need to add to 8 to get to 10? And those are those two shaded box. 2. That's right. Okay. So here I can subtract 8 from 10, leaving me with a difference of 2. So here you can see how the numbers 2 and 8 relate to being subtracted from 10. So that makes me think of 2 plus 8 equals 10 and 10 plus 8 equals 2. I see how I can use addition to solve subtraction. So let's do another one just with this one. So what if I change around? I said 10 subtract 2 equals. The way you think about this is pretend you don't have the 10 frame in front of you or any of these equations. You look at the 2 and say, and think, what do I need to add to 2 to get to 10? Well, you need to add 8. So 10 minus 2 would have to be 8. Okay, let's do another example. Let's look at this equation or this 10 frame. So in your 10 frame here, we have 4 shaded and 6 not shaded. Okay, and altogether we have 10. So let's do our add addition. So that tells me that 4 plus 6 equals 10. Okay, or 6 plus 4 equals 10. That's right. That was from like last week when we were doing fact families. Okay, so now we're going to do the subtraction. So if I have 10 altogether and I subtract 4, that will give me 6. That's right. But if I have 10 subtract 6 equals, okay, so again, we're going to look at the 6 and think, how many do I need to add to 6 to get me to 4? I mean 10. And that'll give you the answer, which is 4. So you're not always going to have a 10 frame there to help you. So I'm just kind of showing you how maybe your brain would think. Let's do another one. Okay, so let's just start off right away with the subtraction. So what if my question was 10 subtract 1 equals? Okay, so looking at the 10 frame, there's 9 shaded in and 1 not shaded in. So what do I need to add to 1 to get 10? You need to add 9. So that means 10 minus 1 equals 9. Or you can do it the other way too. 10 subtract 9 equals. So let's say you had that question all by itself. Um, you would need to think about this. What added to 9 equals 10? 1, that's right. So that's how you think addition. Okay. Ooh, let's do another example. Okay, without the 10 frame. So we're going to try this without the 10 frame so you can see how this is used. Okay, so here's some questions that don't have the 10 frame. So kind of picture the 10 frame in your mind when you're doing these. Now, I know not every subtraction is going to start with 10, but it's just a good way to start because it's an easy thing to visualize. So 10 subtract 3 equals what? So when I'm thinking addition for subtraction, I'm going to look at this second number here and I'm going to think, what do I need to add to 3 to get 10? Do you know? Picture that 10 frame in your head. If you have 3 shaded in, how many aren't shaded in? 7, that's right. So that means 10 minus 3 equals 7. Good job. Now we look at the next one. 5. So 10 minus 5. So how many do I need to add to 5 to get to 10? Think of that 10 frame. If you already have 5 shaded in, how many aren't shaded in? 5, you're right. Okay, and now the next one, we have 8. Okay. Um, and so we have to think about 10 minus 8 equals. So how many do I need to add to 8 to get to 10? 2, that's right. Okay, so you're going to think about that 10 frame if you have any questions with 10. Okay, so now what you're going to do with a grown-up is you're going to print or look at the 10 frame cards that are linked in your Google Slides. And you're going to do what I was just doing. So for example, you're going to look at each 10 frame one at a time and look at it and say, okay, let's do this one, the one. So I have 1 plus 9 equals 10. Okay. So that mean and then you say this out loud. So that means 10 subtracting 1 equals 9. So you're going to go through each 10 frame and you're going to say out loud what addition sentence it's showing you and what related subtraction. So then this is just another way to think about it. It's another tool for your mental math toolkit. So you're starting to do your adding and subtracting in your head rather than taking out fingers or looking at a number line, okay? So I want you to practice this, go through the 10 frames, talk about it with a grown up. Just work through it the next couple days. If it doesn't make sense to you or if it's tricky to you, after this week, you don't have to use it. It's just another way to think about subtraction and doing it in your head again rather than pulling out your fingers or any kind of tools to help you. Okay, so have fun, talk about it out loud with a grown-up so that you can show your grown-ups how you use mental math to solve equations.